MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Yes or no? Calling for the genocide of Jews does not constitute bullying and harassment?
I have not heard calling for the genocide for Jews on our campus.
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
I am asking specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
At Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
What's the context?
Targeted as an individual, at an individual.
It's
severe,
targeted at
pervasive.
Jewish students, Jewish individuals.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today. I want to kind of give my analysis and my thoughts on the whole anti-Semitism on college campus thing. So it's so funny how you have 3 college presidents, right? That's supposed to be managing the administration, university administrators, and supposed to enforce conduct on college campus. And it's so funny to me that when it's a group of people that they deem their enemy, how hard it is for them to consider them to have the same right to be comfortable on a college campus. Because, leftist, because, college is 12-to-1 ratio between for every one conservative, there's 12 liberals on a college campus, especially on the professor's end. So the university is a left-wing echo chamber at this point. I find it amusing how hard it is for them to just be like being very clear, very decisive. Hey, yeah, this is not acceptable on college campus. To the point where now Liz Miguel, I think that's her name, UPenn president, and a board member had to resign over the backlash, right? And I'm going to read the story. I'm not going to go too much into the article. The University of Pennsylvania's president has resigned amidst pressure from donors and criticism over testimony at a congressional hearing where she was unable to say under repeated questioning that calls on campus for genocide of Jews would violate the school's conduct. But you know what does violate the school's conduct, though? We know. If you say anything against a group that's part of the left. This is why echo chambers are such a dangerous place, right? This is why I'm starting not to respect college institutions, because all you're sending your kid there is to be indoctrinated, not to think. Maybe if there was more parity in college campuses, maybe parents would feel a lot more comfortable sending their kids there. But I digress. I have a clip to show you because Saturday Night Live garbage, and it has never been funny. They decided to mock the hearing, and when amid all the backlash that the presidents are getting, you're thinking, hey, a common sense person would think, hey, Saturday Night Live about to go in on these 3 presidents. Nope, they decided to go after you guessed it, the Republican in the situation. Let's take a look.
You chairwoman. Now, I'm going to start screaming questions at these women like I'm Billy Eichner. Anti-Semitism, yay or nay?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes or no is calling for the genocide of Jews against the code of conduct for Harvard.
Well, it depends on the context.
What? That can't be your answer, you pen lady. Same question, yes or no?
Well, we are serious about stopping all forms of hatred, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia.
The second one, MIT lady, chance to steal. And keep in mind, if you don't say yes, you're going to make me look good, which is really, really hard to do. So I'll ask you straight up. Do you think genocide is bad?
Could I submit an answer in writing at a later date?
Am I winning this hearing? Somebody pinch me.
Yeah, you seen that, you heard that, right? So, am I winning? This is not funny. I mean, I know Saturday Night Live has not been funny for a long time, but when it becomes overtly political like this, it's baffling to me, right? So here's some reactions to it. I mean, I get that Saturday Night Live is typically a mess, but how do you watch that hearing and come out thinking Stanfic was the right target of the satire? Like that's the difference, because you would think, left wing, leftists, they like to be on the popular side of things. So I would assume, hey, you would attack the 3 college professors, right? Especially when, one of them is getting fired. One of them lost $100 million right after the testimony. Board members held an emergency meeting after the governor of their state criticized them. And then the Wharton board demanded that Liz Miguel be resigned over her remarks. And also the board member guy that like vehemently defended her, I forget his name already, he had to resign too. But Saturday Night Live decided to mock the woman that's standing up essentially for human rights here, right? No, they try to, I guess the joke was, that's how I'm trying to take it, that she was focusing too much on anti-Semitic stuff without focusing on other things, right? They try to make the presidents look good in the situation. I don't know how Saturday Night Live thought that was a good idea. But yeah, I want to hone in on this article, right? Where people, I'm pretty sure some people already seen this, but Harvard has called out, Harvard was being called out that fat phobia constitutes violence. But the president said that anti-Semitism requires context, because they know that left-wing echo chamber called the college university, they know their side is more guilty of this stuff. Harvard University found itself in social media crosshairs over its own published policies after University President Claudine Gay struggled to call out students who have joined protests calling for the genocide of Jews. Gay joins leaders from the other prestigious universities, and we already know this, who had equal difficulty condemning the students who call for Jewish genocide, claiming that context was necessary to determine whether such calls constitute harassment and bullying. Imagine that. So if I came here, right, let's say someone say, "Hey, is lynching bad? Yes or no?" And the lady of this president, this college campus said, "Lynching requires context." The left would immediately deem that as racist, because why? Blacks are seen as part of their side, right? Blacks disproportionately vote for the Democratic Party, disproportionately aligned with the left, so they'll defend it. It's like they have common sense when it comes to people on their side, but millions of people against their side, right? Because I can show you another example. If it's racism against white people, let's say anti-whiteism, that requires context. Oh, calling that white people shouldn't reproduce. No, that requires context. We're not favoring eugenicism. That requires context. White people are inherently evil. Oh no, that requires context. We should kill these white devils. Oh no, that requires context. I'm just saying, right? And this is this thing that I always grew up with. If you allow it for one, eventually it's gonna bleed out and allow it for another. That's how it is. I forgot there was a saying. I'm probably gonna try to end the video on this. Is that if you tolerate injustice for one, then don't be surprised when injustice comes at your door. And this is what's going on now, right? Because I made a similar criticism how Jewish people, rich Jewish donors, while when it was anti-whiteism, I mean, it's still popular now, but when these college universities were pushing these policies, right, saying that fat phobia constitute violence, even though you're just telling someone the truth, they were still donating money to these institutions, right? But then when it comes around for them, now they want everyone else to care. And this is what I'm saying. You reap what you sow. Like, stand on principle, or don't be surprised when the same logic is used against you. When these NBA players like Kyrie Irving was starting to question Jewish people and say, "Oh, look, Jewish people are in the thralls of power," right? The same way they criticize white people. Oh, white people are the majority representative in the thrones of power. It's their fault. And they sent the same energy these black people were going at white people. They started going at Jewish people. Jewish people were like, no, you're not allowed to do that. But you tolerated it when it was going against someone else. To me, it comes across a little selfish there. But hey, that's the only criticism that I'll have about this stuff. I'll say y'all reacted too late. Y'all could have prevented a lot of this from taking root in college campuses, but y'all continue supporting it with your money until it came around for y'all. I'm just saying. Right? So according to one of the news stories featured in the Free Press video, Harvard's Title IX training warns undergrad students that disciplinary action may be taken if they promote sizeism, fat phobia, cis heterosexism, I don't know what that is, or ableism. That type of language, according to the university, will constitute an environment that perpetuates violence and can be considered abuse and violations of the school's Title IX policies. And we already know college universities is what a left-wing echo chamber. So all these groups that they say, oh look, if you talk negatively about these groups, it constitutes violence, is because all these groups are on their side. But if you call for genocides on the Jewish people, that most of your students, most of your professors probably in the low ground agree with, is going to cause problems at campus back home. So welcome to Harvard, right? Welcome to Harvard. Welcome to college university, right? Columbia and other universities have held symposiums discussing the dangers of humor and the growing need for more censorship of comedy. They take jokes more seriously than genocide. Imagine that. Backwards thinking, contradictory thinking. But hey, this is the situation of the left, and they wonder why the left is becoming more radical, because their bad ideas are being tolerated without, like, their bad ideas don't get countered enough. And the reason why their bad ideas don't get countered enough is because they all live in academia. A student has to follow left-wing orthodoxies, shout out to Christopher Rufo, if he wants to pass university, because university is now seen as a gatekeeper to success. And this is why I'm against the college system as being the only path of achieving gainful employment. I believe there should be other paths of achieving to be gainfully employed. I'm a big proponent of, let's bring back the apprenticeship system. Hey, when you come out of high school, you either go to college to be a researcher, or you can go into an apprenticeship program, aka an internship, get some job experience, and start off at the bottom at an entry-level job and work your way up. I think that's a more accessible approach to allow students to have higher incomes, a better opportunity to economically pull themselves up on their own abilities, not this arbitrary gatekeeper called college. Because then you allow people, crazy loons like the leftists, progressives, who are 12-to-1, who have a 12-to-1 ratio as college professors. That means they're transmitting values, not education. But that seems to be the reality of the current situation. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with this? Do you find that Saturday Night Live should be embarrassed about how they decided to, I guess, frame the hearing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really would like to hear. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.